Hello and welcome back to the channel. A huge thank you to every one of you that subscribe it and to all the people that spend some of their time to watch my videos. Today I am here to talk with you about how to build a good brigade for Valor Fortitude for casual game. I said casual games because this means that in historical one, obviously the brigade will change mainly about the scenarios and the composition of the division. For example, Leger are not one per brigade, but are usually packed in many battalion of Leger in a single brigade and so on. So today we're talking about casual game. And casual game means that you have to conquer some objective, game point in some way or another that have a few to do with history. I will play later on historical scenario, historical list, but at the moment that I have not all my miniature painted, probably you will see more casual scenario than historical one. And I will try to be as close as possible to reality when I will put together my brigade. But at the moment, you have to forgive me, but the painting job is a long stuff to do. So, I said, casual game, a good brigade in Valor and Fortitude. Let me start with these few wonderful dice that arrived by me just today from Spain, from Moco. They are custom one, and I ordered that many weeks ago, and finally I have a proper dice for the Emperor. So that's it. Okay, returning to the main topic. We have a few things to keep in mind. This is good for French, for Austrian, for Russian, for whatever you want. As you have seen in the bat wrap, if you have seen it, and if you are not, have a look at it. This game is a game where when the casualties start to mount, they mount very, very quickly. So, especially in casual game, where you have objective to take or something like this, you need bodies, you need reserves, you need larger brigade than usual. And this is a golden rule for all the construction that you are going to make in your game if you decided to try Valor and Fortitude. Here you can see 4 battalion of infantry, my French, with their commander, and I strongly suggest this as a starting point for any of your game, with the French, with the Austrian, with the British, with whatever you want, because you will end the game losing many of your battalion. Okay, now that I say this, moving to the rest of our brigade and the composition of the main body, the core. The core will need a light infantry battalion, a Leger for the French, a light company for the Brits, the Jaeger for the Austrian, etc. And this is the first choice that you have to take when you build a brigade. Can you make other choices? Sure. Is it a good idea to make other choices? No. No, because a light infantry is quick on the table. It moves 12 inches, 24 if you can move at the double. And in open order, it can absorb casualty for the rest of your brigade. And the other 3 units, they will follow the main body in whatever order you want. Here We have French, so they are in attack column, because attack column is quick as the light brigade, and they move and can move across the table pretty quick. If you run British, you cannot form attack column, so you have only choice of be in march column or line. This is a matter of decision when you decided your army. You have to keep in mind this, and I cover this maybe in another video about tactics. It's not the moment to talk how to move your French or your Brit or whatever you want, but just how to build your brigade. I said 4 unit, at least 3 of line infantry. You can have more, but I want to save space for other stuff. 1 light infantry or a detachment. Detachment is obviously weaker, it has less tenacity, it shoot less dice, but essentially have the same job on the table, be in front of your army to protect them from the direct fire, because in this game you have to shoot at the closest one. So few point detachment, many point light infantry. How many battalion in a brigade? More than 5. At maximum you can have 8 battalion in a brigade for casual game with your friend to start to assimilate the rule and learn how to play. I say 6, 7, no more than 7, but 6 is a good number for a good brigade. We have 4 units of infantry. Now we need some support. Artillery, I don't want to say that is mandatory, but is a very good option as a support for your brigade. It comes in 1 unit with a gun and a limber. I have not the limber. They are very expensive. They are just less than a token on the table, so between me and my friends we accept this token as a limber for the artillery. I know, don't be horrified, I know, but it is what it is. We use this as token, but we can put aside this funny horse. Artillery is good. Which kind of artillery? If you play casual, I say horse or field artillery, not for the point. Horse artillery is very mobile and very useful because it can shoot and take an action. That could be rally, that could be move, and if they move, they stay with the rest of the brigade. They are not left behind. And this is important to always have a line of sight for your gun, and be closer to the infantry can effectively support them, especially when the distance became shorter and you can start to shoot at canister. How many horse artillery? It depends on you. The game doesn't say anything about what kind of artillery you have to use. British, especially in the peninsula, have no horse artillery with infantry. French sometimes deploy horse artillery with infantry. As per name, horse artillery is going with the horses, but again, feel free to field the gun that you prefer. Field artillery has the same profile of the horse artillery, shorter distance, but it depends on the table that you are using. Area artillery has the best range and +1 to hit, but is practically immobile on the table. So artillery is one of the best choices and your 5th unit into the brigade. Cavalry is a good choice as a 6th choices for your brigade, because it's very powerful in this game, and a unit of cavalry, a mixed brigade, could be a good idea in a casual game. But if you don't want to use cavalry, if you're not cavalry, if you hate to paint cavalry, whatever is your choice, you can put together inside one punchy unit such as a grenadier, guard, or other punchy and resilient unit, to have a unit that can act as a breakthrough element to finish off the job of your mainstay troops, or to be a good counter-strike if the opponent crush your first line and you need to counter maneuver its action. You need it, and you can choose between a lot of choices. Every army has have a guard or have a grenadier, something that are really punchy. So it's a good idea to have one of these two units. If you dislike a mixed brigade, you can have a solid block of infantry such as guard, or whatever you want. And this is essentially one brigade, a good brigade for a casual game. Your leader completed. Keep in mind to have it within 12 inches from every unit of your brigade, at the exception of the detachment, light cavalry and light infantry in open order, because they get +2 to their roll to activate. And this is rules that are gold for every army. Depending on the mission, depending on the role that your army will have, or you are planning to make them on the table, the choices may vary, but this is completely on you and your friend and your mate. And if you play solo game, you can decide to have an entire infantry brigade, because you have to sit them onto the objective and try to break them. So everything is on you. This is a good start, a balanced one, to start to learn the role. Few more words about the option. Elite, in this case Napoleon is marshal, but this is an army option, so every army has its character, so Napoleon, Archduke Charles, etc. So the option are elite unit and understrain unit. Elite, as I told you in the other video, can be used to represent maybe one unit of veteran in your brigade. I suggest you to don't abuse of this. If you have all your unit upgraded, is like to have no one. But if you want, for example, do not use the grenadier or the guard, but want a unit of veteran, you can upgrade them to melee and tenacity, and put inside a small squadron of light lancers in this case, or light dragoon, or whatever you want. And understrained unit is useful not only if you have a few points and you want downgrade some unit, such this voltigeur, but maybe to represent a smaller unit like British into the Peninsular, or a bettered one, or if you want to save point. These allow you to downgrade your unit and save some point. This is again is completely on you. I suggest to use this option in historical game, because in historical game maybe you want to represent a particular unit, maybe a stronger one of veteran of the Austerlitz with still fighting 3 years later, or whatever you want. If you want your guard particularly fine, you want the first regiment of the old guard, so you increase its melee and its tenacity, etc. And that's it. Let me say one thing that is changing in the second version of the game. Guards in the old version have a wonderful rule in my opinion, but playtesting the result of this rule was dismissed. So guard, if you have a brigade of guard, I say that if you have a brigade of guard, they will test for valor and rally with a +1. We are discussing with our friends if we want to take in our home game this rule alive as a home rule, but we have not taken a decision at the moment. So for now, and until I have painted all my guards unit, even for the braids, we will not use it. We decided later, so feel free to reintroduce in your game if you want, or keep with the rule of the second edition. Both are good. Both are good, and is a fluff rule, a rule that you can easily ignore and straightforward with the rule that we have at the moment. The game, it works pretty well even in this shape, especially in this shape. Maybe in larger battle you want your guard to shine above the other unit and you can have it, but this is the good of this game. You can work on your troop, and if until you are okay with your friend, and for both of you is clear exactly what a unit is and what bonuses it has. Everything is good. Okay, especially in casual game. But in my opinion, maybe it's correct to say especially in historical game, because if you want the old guard that is at its best, the rule that I said is not bad. Maybe to represent the old guard later on is not necessary. If you don't want any complication, is not necessary, etc. Anyway, I'm talking too much. That's it for today. This is hope that this suggestion is good for you, and I hope that you like the video. If you like, press the proper button, and if you are not already subscribe to the video and to the channel. Thank you for watching, and see you soon as possible. Bye bye.